And now, listeners, something different. For your listening pleasure is the premiere of The Squeaky Floorboard, Voice on the Line, generously sponsored by Valancourt Books.
And now, The Squeaky Floorboard. Good evening, friends, and welcome to the Squeaky Floorboard. This is your host, Vincent Woulf, inviting you to enter through the door of my humble boarding house. But mind your step, for just beyond the door is a floorboard that creaks heavily with even the lightest of feet. And they say that strange events unfold to those who step upon that squeaky floorboard. For, whether you expect it or not, once you cross over, fate is no longer in your hands. Take the story of one of my tenants from before the war. Geraldine Reeves, widow of David Reeves, lived right here at the Squeaky Floorboard. Last room on the left, if you're wondering. Only a few hundred yards away from here, just across the river, were the charred remains of her former home, where her husband David succumbed to the smoke and flames. It was after dinner one fateful night. All the tenants had gone to bed, all but the widow Geraldine Reeves, who called up the family doctor in a state of anxiety.
It's 8 o'clock, Geraldine, and you've been in a state all night. You've got to get a hold of yourself.
I can't help it, Doctor. Every night this week around this time it starts, and I'm going crazy.
What starts?
The phone calls. Someone's saying they're going to find me before hanging up.
Well, perhaps it's an old friend wanting to check in on you.
No. Oh, there's something sinister about these calls. And yesterday they called and said tonight would be the night they found me. I'm sure they'll be calling at any moment.
Then let's call the police. Surely they can provide some sort of protection.
No. Let's not bother the police with my troubles.
I understand these past few weeks have been distressing. You lost your home and your husband. But you're not telling me enough, and I feel you're holding something back from me.
Well, you see, I think these calls might have something to do with the fire. Oh, goodness, Doctor. That's probably them. Yes.
Miss Geraldine Reeves.
Who is this?
Tonight's the night, Miss Reeves. I'm gonna find you.
What?
I said, I'm gonna find you, Miss Reeves.
Hello?
What's the matter, Geraldine?
Oh, it was the voice. He said tonight is the night, and he's gonna find me.
It must be some sort of a prank.
No. This man seems serious.
Here, let me have that phone. We might be able to trace the call. Hello, operator?
What's wrong, Doctor?
I'm afraid the line has been disconnected. If you don't want to go to the police, we'd better get into my car and somewhere safer.
Yes. It isn't safe for me to stay here another minute. But where should we go?
I think my cabin just across the river.
Your place? But that's just next door to what's left of my old house.
And the last place whoever is doing this to you would think to check.
I suppose you're right. Let's get going.
Hear what I mean, listeners? Those who cross through my door and step upon that fateful floorboard won't just be surprised by its harsh squeak, but the fateful consequences that follow. Oh, perhaps you think Widow Geraldine Reeves will be safe and sound in her dear doctor's home. But remember, the voice on the line is coming to find her. Tick-tock, Geraldine.
Hello, listeners. And now a word about our sponsor. Valancourt Books is an independent small press specializing in republishing thriller, horror, and supernatural tales. Their catalog of 600 titles spans centuries and includes stories from right here in the 1940s, such as The White Wolf by Franklin Gregory, a werewolf story unlike any other, published in 1941. And The Killer and the Slain by Hugh Walpole, a psychological horror story from 1942 in the tradition of The Turn of the Screw. If you are the type to dive into the dark and swim into a sea of the unknown, seek out Valancourt Books. And now, we return to the Squeaky Floorboard.
There we are, safe and sound in my own home. Geraldine, take a seat in the living room and I will grab us something to drink.
Thank you, Doctor. Hopefully I can rest easy here.
Could you answer that? It's the only phone in the house. Probably my doctor confirming my appointment tomorrow morning.
You have a doctor? Doctor?
Well, of course I do. Even doctors need doctors.
Hello?
Did you really think you could just run away, Miss Reeves?
Oh, my God! Oh!
Goodness, woman, what is it?
It was that man's voice again on the phone. He knows I'm here.
Oh, that is a surprise. I'm calling the police immediately. Hello? Police! Police! Now my phone line is dead.
What do we do now?
We get back in my car, cross back over the river into town, and get to the police station. I just can't understand it. The motor won't turn over. Somebody must have meddled with this car while we were in the house. But we're not completely cut off yet. If we can't use a car, we can still walk.
But it's almost a mile to the bridge and the road is so dark down along the water.
It won't be too dark with a flashlight. We can go down through the woods to the edge of the water and walk along the shore.
Oh, wait a minute, look.
What's the matter?
The drawbridge, Doctor, the bridge, look. It appears to be stuck open and the operator's on the other side.
So the bridge is out. Brilliant.
What if the man trying to find me is on our side of the river?
Get a hold of yourself, Geraldine. We can't get out of this situation asking what-ifs. Let's go back to my place and think up a plan.
Yes, Doctor. Return to your house. But Geraldine's fate was already sealed when she signed a lease at my humble boarding house. For fate always finds those who step upon its creaking floorboard.
If you're an avid reader looking for their next adventure, and someone who loves thrills, horror, and all things Gothic, then we suggest you seek out Valancourt Books, our sponsor for this broadcast. Yes, Valancourt Books. Perhaps you're after Gothic classics, or chilling tales from the Victorian and Edwardian periods. Or maybe a dark piece from this century is what will suit your literary fancy. Well, I assure you, Valancourt Books has a vast catalog that will surely keep you up all night long. Valancourt Books.
All right, we're back at my cabin. Let's get you inside, and I'll go around and see if I can't fix this phone line.
What good will a phone line do if there's a madman after me?
We might not be able to cross the bridge, but we can at least let the police know what's going on. What was that? Someone is in my house.
Oh no! What do we do?
I think we need to hide out.
Where would you propose we go?
Your old place, or what's left of it?
I haven't been there since before the fire. And besides, there's nothing left. The fire consumed everything.
We have nowhere else to go, and besides, didn't that place have a cellar? I'm sure that it wasn't too damaged by the fire.
Oh, yes, the cellar. You're probably right.
Let's go.
And go they did, through the brush, in the dark, to the charred remains of Geraldine's old home.
Well, there isn't much left here, but the stonework held up and should serve as a hiding spot for a short while.
I just hope that man didn't hear us earlier when we were outside your place.
You can't think about that. Let's focus on the task at hand.
Which is what, Doctor?
I don't know. I was hoping the cellar was safe from the fire and we would find a working phone, but by the looks of it, the fire started down here. What happened that night?
I don't know. I was at cribbage. My friend gave me a lift home, and I arrived with the house in embers and my David gone.
What would have caused the fire down here anyways? It looks like David had a bunch of casks down here and some sort of boiling contraption.
Oh, yes, he had his hobbies.
But no sign of a phone. I suppose it was silly even considering a working phone would be left in this pile of ashes.
It seems to me we are wasting time, and that man may start searching elsewhere for us. I think we found the phone.
Why, there is a working phone in here. Look, there it is, sitting on what's left of a chair.
It must be that man, the voice on the line.
Would you like me to answer that call?
No, I can do it. It's me he's after anyhow. Hello?
I've nearly found you, Miss Reeves. See you soon.
He's coming over here right now.
Well, we don't have any weapons if he comes over here. Is the way we came in the only exit?
Yes. Oh, goodness, we are trapped down here. He managed to corner me in my own home.
Quick, hand me that cast iron pan. I'll rig it to this rope. If we cut the rope, it will swing the pan into whoever is standing in the cellar doorway.
Surely that won't stop the man.
But it will hinder him, perhaps long enough for us to get away.
Oh, Doctor, I am frightened.
And in silence they waited, and waited, and waited, until finally a knock at the door.
Hello, Miss Reeves. I found you. Where's the money, Miss Reeves?
I don't have your money.
The Gelatos put out a lot of money for your husband's business interests. We don't care if it burned down. We don't care if your husband died in the fire. We only care about our return on investment. And don't forget the interest.
goodness, will you leave this poor old woman alone? Clearly her husband David was involved in your shady no-goodery, but Mrs. Reeves doesn't deserve to be tortured like this.
You don't know what you're talking about, man. Stay out of this.
I am not a man, I am a doctor, and my patient, Geraldine Reeves, is a patient in distress. In distress because of you, wise guy.
You're right. I am a wise guy. And us wise guys aren't exactly known to be so friendly. I wanted to scare Miss Reeves right here to the spot and put this business arrangement to an end.
My husband is dead. There is no money.
Well, if you can't pay with cash, then you can pay with a life.
He's got a gun. Quick, Geraldine, cut the rope. He's out cold.
Let's get out of here.
But where should we go?
I don't know, but we need to go now.
And so they went, running to the road, hoping someone, anyone, would be driving by. And then...
What's that up ahead?
It looks like headlights.
Which means the bridge is open.
Let's wave them down.
And look, it's my cousin Laura. Laura!
Jerry, hello. What a surprise to see you out so late with Dr. Prelinger.
Goodness, Laura, we're being chased by a mobster.
Oh, my, jump in quick.
Is the bridge back up? Can you get us out of here?
Yes, the bridge just got fixed and lowered a few minutes ago.
Then please step on it.
Where should I take you? The police?
No. Take me home.
You just told me there's a mobster there.
No, I mean my home since the fire. The Squeaky Floorboard.
Why would we go back there? He knows you're staying there.
He knows I'm running. He might doubt I go back to where this started.
Well, I can't argue with that.
Well, here we are.
I will check your room and make sure it's safe.
I'm right behind you, Doctor.
Why don't you want to go to the police, Jerry?
Laura, this had to do with David's hobbies.
Oh, I see. Well, I can stay with you at least.
Thank you, Laura, but no. It's not safe. I'll drop you a line someday when things are squared away.
All right. Stay safe, cousin.
Hello, listeners. By now you've heard about Valancourt Books, our sponsor for this broadcast, and how they are an independent small press specializing in republishing thriller, horror, and supernatural tales. But one book we especially want to highlight from our friends at Valancourt is Blackout in Gretly by J.B. Priestley, an espionage thriller published just last year in 1942, which centers around Humphrey Leyland, a middle-aged Canadian engineer recruited by British intelligence to go undercover in the industrial city of Gretly. And it doesn't take long before he is caught up in a web of murder and deceit in a sleepy town where death lurks around every corner. Originally published in the middle of the Blitz in England, J.B. Priestley's spy thriller Blackout in Gretly is both a highly entertaining page-turner and a fascinating window into war life across the pond. This title, along with 10 other Priestley novels, are available through Valancourt Books. Valancourt Books. Seek them out and find yourself on your next thrilling adventure. And now, the conclusion of The Squeaky Floorboard, Voice on the Line.
Well, we are back where we started, Doctor. Except now we know who is after me. And I feel even less safe than I did when I first called you.
You are safe for now. Perhaps the phone line is working again. Check it, will you?
Oh, it sounds connected.
Then let's ring the police and let them sort all this out.
I can't do that, Doctor.
What do you mean?
This plan didn't go well at all.
Plan? What plan?
If the gelato crime family is after me, I've got no choice but to leave. And leave now.
What was David doing that got you so caught up with the mob?
It's high time you know. David set the house on fire, Doctor. It was staged to get out of working for the gelatos and start fresh. Only, he died, and that wasn't part of the plan. And the money we had set aside burned in the house.
Oh, wait. The cellar, the casks, the boiler. You and your husband David were distilling booze for the mob, weren't you?
Yes, it's true.
But Geraldine, distilling spirits in your own home is illegal.
Yes, and so is selling it for the gelatos. But we all have to make a buck, Dr. Prelinger. This is America, after all. And that's why the police can't know about any of this. It's either a shallow grave with the gelatos or a small cell with the police.
I've been protecting you all night only to find you're a criminal. What is stopping me from going to the police right this moment?
As a citizen, nothing is stopping you. But as my friend, as well as David's, I ask that before you go to the police, you give me enough time to get on the next train to Tinseltown. I can figure it out from there.
I need to go to the police with this, Jerry. I'm sorry. My own profession is on the line if this went sour.
That goon, back there, will come to soon enough. He will find me, and he will kill me. And the police will lock me away. I just need a head start.
I have a better idea, Geraldine. Let's go to the police. Together. I'm sure they'll go easy on you.
Perhaps. Perhaps you're right, Doctor. I just need a moment to get my things from the washroom.
Of course. I'll be here. Jerry, are you all right in there? Geraldine?
But, as he would soon realize,
She's gone!
Geraldine had managed to climb out the window and work her way down the trellis along the side of the squeaky floorboard. By the time the doctor opened that washroom door, she was already halfway to the Green Valley Depot.
Green Valley PD?
Officer, this is Dr. Archibald Prelinger. I need to report a crime.
Go ahead, Dr. Prelinger.
The mob is after Geraldine Reeves for her involvement in distilling gin. She is attempting to escape town on the next train. There is a mobster knocked out across the river and...
Well, that's a lot for a quiet night in Green Valley. I'll send one of our patrols out to look for that mobster, but I'm afraid that train to Tinseltown is due to leave any moment. And there it goes. I'm sorry, Doctor. We can't do anything here. But I'll send word to the boys in Tinseltown. I'm sure they'll be waiting.
And they were waiting. But when the train arrived, Geraldine was nowhere to be found. The doctor confirmed with the agent at the Green Valley Depot that she had boarded the train. But where she got off and where she went next is impossible to say. All we really know is she is gone, at least in this tale. Which reminds me, her room is still vacant for those who wish to cross over the squeaky floorboard. Inquiries can be made right here. Just be sure to watch your step on your way in. Well, it's time for me to go and join the moonbeams. Until next time, this is Vincent Woulf saying good night and sweet dreams from the squeaky floorboard.
The Squeaky Floorboard, Voice on the Line, was generously sponsored by Valancourt Books. Thank you, Valancourt Books, and thank you to all who are listening. Voice on the Line was written by Nick Seider and inspired from an original radio drama by Robert Sloane titled Voice on the Wire, and originally aired on Inner Sanctum Mysteries. The Squeaky Floorboard is hosted by Vincent Woulf, voiced by Kevin Bowler. Dr. Prelinger was performed by Xandre Bartholo. Geraldine Reeves, performed by Liz Dye. The Voice, voiced by Chris Joazard III. Cousin Laura, performed by Trinity Medlin. And Deputy Johnson was performed by Cody Livernash. Sounds heard in this broadcast were sourced from Freesound. Music heard in this broadcast was sourced from Guildlight Music's vast catalog of instrumental works and original pieces by Kevin MacLeod. The titles of the music produced by Guildlight Music are Blues, Stairway to the Stars, The Broken Horseshoe, and The Man Between. The titles of music by Kevin MacLeod are Mary Celeste, Reign Supreme, and Vanishing. This broadcast is a work of fiction. All characters and voice dialogue are owned by Seider and Company. Thank you for listening.